All right, Tuesday, we have another hit Tabata. So we have squat kick, plank toe touch, skaters, starfish. Squat kicks. It's funny because I read it every single time and then never remember what I read, and then I have to go back and look. Plank toe touch. Skaters. And starfish crunches. So we haven't done these before, but what you're doing is touching opposite foot to opposite hand. All right, squat kicks. So you're doing a squat. When you come up, you're kicking through. Squat, kick the other leg. Squat, kick, squat, kick, squat, kick, squat, kick, squat, kick, squat, kick. So with this one, you want to make sure you regain your balance every time. So if it's much slower like this, that's fine, because you want to make sure that you recenter before you squat. Because if you're just doing this and you're like not really balanced, you might be doing something really weird when you're squatting down, or your legs might not even be even, which you don't want. So, or if you need to hold on to something, that's fine. Plank toe touches, high plank position. What you're gonna do is, this is basically the opposite of the starfish crunch. You're up in the air, high plank, you're gonna pike up and you're gonna try to touch your toe. Hit high plank, pike up, opposite, high plank, pike, high plank, pike, high plank, pike, high plank. So with this one, you don't have to actually touch your toe, it's just the reaching across is gonna kind of help to torque your abs, but you want to make sure you're returning to high plank. So when you reach under, you're piking your body, which means going up like this. You're piking up to touch that toe. So you don't want to just come back here and stay in pike position. You need to return down to plank position. Pike up, return. Pike up, return. Okay, that's probably the most important part. Skaters. So advanced skater is a really powerful movement, because what you're doing is you're leaping and bounding off of one foot or one leg, landing on the other leg. Bounding, land. Bounding, land. So it's a really powerful move, and you're pushing off this one leg as hard as you can. Pushing off this one leg as hard as you can, okay? So a lot of people just aren't really good at this one, or they just don't have like the stamina for it, because if you're really pushing it and going this fast and pushing as hard as you can the entire time, it is very, strenuous. So if you need to go slower, you can just kind of do a much lighter jump, not as powerful, or you can step, touch, step, touch. So your back leg is going diagonal behind, kind of like a curtsy lunge. If you've never been with me before, curtsy lunge just means that your leg is going diagonal behind and you're lunging or squatting down, okay? So it's very similar. So you're gonna bound, touch, bound, touch. When you touch, your back leg is back here. You're leaning kind of forward, but your back is still straight. So I'm not hunched, I'm not rounded. I'm low, but I'm straight, okay? So I kind of look like this. So the curtsy, you're more bent and bent. The skater, the front leg is bent. The back leg is more straight. So it's more straightened out like this, okay? So it's more straight, and you reach down. You don't have to reach down. If you get too confused with the arching of the back and not arching of the back, you don't have to reach down. You can just stay upright and just swing your arms, okay? Again, you can also step touch if that's just too much movement for you. And lastly, we have our starfish crunches, which you start off on the ground, feet apart, arms apart. It's kind of like a single V-up. You're basically looking to touch your toe and your hand, and you need to kind of lift off the ground. So the very basic version of this would be this, which is where I'm touching opposite and opposite, but only my one shoulder is lifting off the ground. So when I do it this way, my shoulder that's reaching is off the ground, but everything else is on the ground. So this is like my easiest version. You're just touching and touching. The more complex version is you're actually sitting up into it like this, down, sitting up, down, whereas before I was going like this, okay? So this is your easier, this is your more difficult. So what you're kind of doing is you're almost, like I said, doing a V-up, and you're also pushing off of this hand down here to help you up into the air. Push off that hand, push off that hand, okay? So I'm trying to show you like on an angle, but also, I don't know, it's hard to get all of it in, but so see how I'm like using this as kind of a support while I'm up in the air, okay? That's your more advanced. This is your easier modification. And that is that.